Hello my friends and welcome back to our blind Let's Play. It's Attorney Investigation 2 Miles Edgeworth, the Prosecutor's Path. My name is FlightlessBird, this year's Story Gaming channel, and today we continue the final case in the game as we go up against Lang. Because, you know, just when I start liking the guy and I think he's kind of cool and he came to our aid when we needed him most in the end of the last game. What do we do in this game? We decide to have him do some really insane idea that somehow the kid is working with the mom to kill the president. Yeah, I don't really have words, except, let's go shut him up, shall we? Hope we all having a wonderful, fantastic day today. When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film lot. Agent Lang, don't tell me you're saying John was an accomplice. John still looks like a grade school kid. He's even got a kitty backpack to boot. How could he be an accomplice? Okay, there's just a way. I understand. As horrible as it sounds, there have been young teenagers and even children who have committed horrible acts. But still, I mean, it's a really big stretch here to think that he was working with his mom to do this. I mean, come on. Like I said, John's already in middle school and the backpack is a part of his costume. Linksy says, no matter how young the cub, never pity an ungrateful pup. How is he being ungrateful? That doesn't even make any sense. He may be a little brat, but a villain deserves no mercy. So Mr. Linksy didn't make any allowances for age? Mr. Prosecutor, you're not just defending him because he's a pup, are you? Of course. That was never my intention. I shall present suitable evidence in due course. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. My logic's just getting started. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. How? How? Exactly. How resolve the problem? Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because the locks here, this was forced open. If John was working with her, he wouldn't need to force it open. Like, come on, dude. How would that resolve the problem? I figured you'd ask that, Mr. Prosecutor. But you know, it's actually quite simple. Listen up. First, that woman pushes the president off the roof. Yeah, she pushes him off, okay. Then, that brat who knew the combination for the lock unlocks the film lot. I see. The combination unlocks the brat. Okay, it's the opposite. That's all it takes. With this, the problem of the lock is solved. Your theory that she couldn't get in because she didn't know the combination no longer flies. Regarding the lock, that certainly is a plausible explanation. Agent Lang, thank you for your clear explanation. Please continue with whatever nonsense you were saying before. If you're gonna give up, you better do it now. Is that really what we're supposed to do? Hold on, I'm still gonna press through everything. Yeah, that's really what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to present the lock on the statement. That was easy. Maybe. I've been wrong before. The two of them then hid the president's body. Supposing those two were accomplices, how would they have needed to leave the body hanging there for an entire day? Or why would they even? You know, you have me so flustered, I don't even know what proper word I'm supposed to use in this question. Why don't you give it a rest and take a good hard look at reality? Thanks for the trickery. Our investigation has been confused up until now. Doesn't that about answer your question? Got it! Those two hid the body. Inside that monster costume over there. In the video, we cannot see the inside of the costume. So can you really say for certain that the body was placed inside? Yeah, I'll give you that much. In that case, why don't we try examining it? The inside of that costume. There might be some traces left inside. Mr. Powers, may we examine the inside of the costume? Sure, go ahead. But it might be kind of sticky, you know, since there's sweat a lot in there. This is incredibly dirty. Well, that's strange. We always make sure to clean it after using it, so that the sweat doesn't damage the costume. What's with all the white stones? Isn't this just a proof that someone besides you used the costume? I'd say that the dirt from the body probably got into the costume. The president's body did fall on top of the monster's footprint. That must be where the dirt came from. Are you satisfied now? There's dirt inside the costume. Must have gotten there when the body was sitting inside. So, dirt got into the costume when the body was hidden inside. Wouldn't that mean that the dirt was transferred from the body? Ha! Isn't it obvious? How else would you say you got there? There's dirt stuck everywhere inside the costume. It looks particularly bad around the chest area. Dirt around the chest. We cannot overlook this fact. Mr. Lang's logic does seem to make perfect sense. Indeed, if those two were accomplices, a crime certainly would have been possible. So it'd be useless to argue that point. In that case, what should we do? Firstly, we should have Agent Lang explain his reasoning in more detail. Let's draw out more information. Okay, I know what I said about the locks. But that was before this line of evidence right here. There's dirt inside the costume. Do you remember what I said yesterday? Or the day before? Or, you know, 10 minutes ago if you're binge watching this in the future? I remember saying that the body has this like oily substance on the front. And then they made a big deal about it right now to talk about his chest. Plus, he's on the dirt and there's no white pebbles anywhere. I think I'm gonna do this. It's probably not the smart thing to do. It's probably better to stick with the locks, but at the same time, just got that feeling. I just got that feeling. Got that detective feeling. Okay, I don't know how to sing and I don't even know the words of the song. But anyway, I'm excited about that one. Woo! Dirt got into the costume when the body was inside it. Is that really the case? Yeah, you have a problem with that? There is a fair amount of dirt inside the front of the costume. Yeah, that is a lot of dirt. However, I would like you to focus on the state the body is in. It's lying on top of the dirt, and yet there's no dirt on front of the body. If the body really was inside the costume, then it's strange that the front of the body isn't stained with more dirt. Erg! Well then, how would you explain it? Okay, that's not really the logic that I was using, but you know... How did the dirt get inside the costume? From the video footage, it's very likely that someone was inside the costume. But just who could it have been? Where have I seen this? What's the matter, Kay? I don't know what happened to that. What? What's the matter, Kay? Yeah, I kinda lost my voice there. I just feel like I remember seeing something that looked like this dirt somewhere before. Yes, the oil. But where was it? There we were. There were these bits of gray fragments mixed in with the dirt. Gray fragments. There does seem to be something other than normal dirt mixed into it. Something must have gotten stuck to it, and looks like a lot of it, I might add. Something got stuck to it. This may merit a closer look. Where do we see dirt that looks like what's stuck on the inside of the costume? Here? This dirt has some gray bits mixed into it. And what of it? We found an item belonging to a certain man that was covered in the same type of dirt. That is to say, these gloves. I'm on fire! Feels good! Those are stains. Certainly look the same, but tell me, just what exactly is this gray substance? This gray substance is I just had a boast. Pride goeth before the falls, my friends. Concrete. This gray substance must be fragments of concrete. You mean the stuff that was scattered around the monster's footprints? Exactly. Did I get it right? Meanwhile, who do these gloves, which are stained with the same kind of dirt, belong to? Oh, I remember. We found it at Blaze's place. Woohoo! I can't believe I guessed right. Earlier today, we went to Blaze's garage. There, we discovered these dirt-stained gloves. Come to think of it, there were also hammers, shovels, and other tools placed inside as well. Why would mechanics' gloves intended to be used on machines be covered in dirt? If you broke the concrete with the hammer and then dug into the soil with the shovel, then it's only natural for dirt like that to get on the gloves. Then maybe... Yes, the true nature of the monster's footprints has been made clear. It's possible that these footprints were dug up by Blaze the Best himself. That's really hard to do though. I mean... Okay, maybe not so hard to do. Although, I don't know if you'll see my mouse. I still don't know if you see it, but this part right here looks harder to do. But this part around, when you go around the outsides of the footprint, it's not a clean cut. So maybe that's a lot of work though. Good lord, Blaze is something else. It's possible. It's possible, you say. Please do enlighten me. Cause I honestly have no clue. Why on earth would he do something like that? Why did he make the monster footprints? Thinking about it, the answer must be, burying sounds more likely. Could have been because he buried something. He buried something? I smell treasure. So, what did he bury? If we want to find that out, we'll have to dig it up ourselves. You think the police wouldn't have already investigated that? There was absolutely nothing buried beneath these footprints. Ah, well. I knew my streak had to come to an end eventually, but at least we got to see a cool line from Kay about buried treasure. It seems that was wrong. In that case, we should assume the opposite. He dug something up. It probably went something like this. Last night at this spot, there was something that Blaze needed to dig up. For that reason, he broke the lock on the back door and sneaked into the film lot. Using the hammer and shovel, he set to work. You know what this kind of reminds me of? You know those fields that people think aliens, like, you know the alien signs? That's kind of what it reminds me of here. He placed the items he dug up into his bag, but before he could fill the holes. Ah, that's when Jack came to practice. Exactly. Blaze panicked and had no choice but to hide himself in the Mozilla costume nearby. Grrr. To think you were to do so much from just a pair of dirt-stained gloves. However, all this is merely a possibility. There's still no proof that he was the one who was hiding inside that costume. For all we know, he might have left the scene once he finished digging. On the contrary, such proof does exist and can be seen in the video. Really? When this video was recorded, Blaze was definitely inside the film lot. What? Though I can't blame Agent Lang for not noticing. What else did I miss? The difference between the current film lot and the one in John's video, along with the state of Blaze's garage. It's all too clear that Blaze was still here. What proves that Blaze was still at the film lot when this video was recorded? Is it this bag? I really wish I could look at other evidence. Whatever this thing is. It's like his tool bag or something, right? Did I actually get that right? This bag placed near the costume. I did get that right. I really wish, like I said, so I don't have a picture of what the, what his garage looked like, but I definitely saw the bag there sticking out. I'm assuming that's where all his tools are. There was an identical one inside Blaze's garage. Oh, I missed that. Okay, that would have helped me better. Once again, I really wish I could have pulled that up on the other screen and like compare the current video with the picture of his house or garage. First, the dirt on the gloves, and now the bag. It seems there is a connection. What do I Blaze the best when he dug the monster's footprint like holes? Mechanic gloves. And that's my proof. Blaze was inside the costume. Ergo, the president's body could not have been hidden inside it. Aiyah! So where was his body at? It seems I was able to refute Agent Lang's reasoning. Ah, someone needs to go investigate Blaze's house right away, pal! We need to know what was inside that bag! Yes, sir. Y'all pipe down and listen up. Y'all just been saying whatever works best for y'all. And the noisy one returns. Oh dear lord. That there's the footprints of the mighty Mozilla. They ain't just some random holes dug up by that old coot. I believe the true nature of these footprints has already been proven quite logically. Logic's magic. I ain't buying it. Say what you want, but I know what I saw, and I saw Mozilla. Is she referring to how she saw Mozilla out the window of the Grand Tower? Preposterous. Partner journalist souls, we ain't having none of it. That statement is an insult to journalists everywhere. Ah, that's right. It's more to that monster than just those footprints. I remember hearing that Sonny over there was seen with the monster earlier. I reckon that gal over there said that she witnessed it herself. When these two were together, all meaningfully talked, alright? At least the music's great. When these two are together, all meaningful talk grinds to a halt. Apparently, so does FlightlessBird's comprehensions of sentences. If you only knew just what the monster really was, I think those two would just quiet down. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do? The monster's true identity. We don't have much choice. Let's see what we can do. Isn't there something y'all ain't telling us about the monster? Nicole, ask him. Ask him right now. Please settle down. Regarding the true identity of that monster, I already know what it is. What did you say? That's right. The video John recorded provided the hint that I needed. What you talking about, Wiz? Miss Nichols saw Gordy when she went to check up on John's practice. At that time, she mistook something for Gordy. The monster can be seen in this photograph. What? Ain't that just some plain old souvenir photo? Y'all really don't think that you can pull the wool over the eyes of a pro like me, do ya? What did Miss Nichols really see that she mistook for Gordy? There's only one thing that kind of looks like a serpent in this picture, and that's this giant camera. I'm on fire today! Naturally, Gordy's true identity was this camera crane. What? The video John recorded was shot from fairly high up. A shot from this position would be impossible without a camera crane. But, there ain't no way Miss Nichols would mistake a camera crane for Gordy. I wonder about that. Miss Nichols. Yes? Earlier you said the prescription for your glasses didn't match your eyesight anymore, correct? Yes, lately it seems like my eyesight has suddenly gotten a lot worse. So, would you say that you weren't able to see Gordy very clearly in the dark? That's right, its silhouette was all I could make out. But remember what Miss Nichols said? And I quote, the skin was really scaly, almost like a reptile. Camera cranes ain't got no flesh on them, let alone skin. It's just a bare steel frame. That is certainly true, at least in the case of this photo. However, last night it did have a skin. Y'all just doing whatever you can do to get in the way of a big scoop, ain't ya? That was not my intention. But since I've come this far, it's time to put an end to your nonsense. Gordy's skin is right before our very eyes. This is the skin of Gordy that Miss Nichols saw. Okay, it's either the obvious thing, which is this, or it's the blankets. I mean, these blankets are right here very suspiciously. As Miss Nichols stated in her testimony earlier, it looked like it was going to rain last night. Oh. Well, it never actually rained. John still covered the camera crane with a rainproof sheet, which to Miss Nichols looked like a monster's skin. What? You gotta be kidding me! Isn't that right, John? Man, you saw through it all. Not bad, old man. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, the Gordy that Mystical saw was nothing more than an illusion. Not again! Looks like my dream has shriveled up and died once again. My mentor. Seems like things have got finally really settled. Sorry, these two journalists are driving me insane. Seems like things have finally settled down. I really thought that boy was hiding something from me. Guess I had it all wrong. Now that we figured out the true form of the monster, everyone seems refreshed. Actually, there's two people here who are totally bummed out. Agent Lang. Agent Lang! The report is in, sir. We got the results of President Huang's autopsy. Good, show it to me. Alright, so my prediction is that they're going to say that he died due to a toilet seat coming out of orbit and slamming into him as a freak accident. The autopsy always has a way of changing things. By the way, that was actually the basis of a TV show a long time ago. I think it was called Dead by Me or something. It's about this girl who dies because a toilet seat falls from the sky and kills her, and she becomes a Grim Reaper, and her job is to, like, you know, take people just before they die so they don't suffer when they die. Anyway, pretty sure no one except me has ever even heard of that show. Contusions and bone fractures from across the body resulting from tremendous pressure. So, this was the cause of death. In other words, he was crushed to death. Yeah, I figured as much. My idea is that he was probably killed by this. Because it fell from the studio roof. And it would make a lot of sense if this is the thing that crushed him. I thought as much. Cause of death, crushed to death, time of death, April 5th, around 11 p.m. Touch the check button, yada yada. The yellow stain on his chest is currently under investigation. But it seems that gunpowder residue was found on his right hand. Really? Sunflower residue? I know he has an accent all okay, but come on. Sunflower residue? I didn't know the president was into gardening. No, gunpowder residue. Traces of it are left behind when a gun is fired. Since it has been found on his right hand, it's possible that the president fired a gun. A gun, huh? But we didn't find any guns when we investigated this area. Unexplained gunpowder residue. I'll have to look over the autopsy report later. Now then, Agent Lang, it seems we have our answer. Well, you may say later. I'm gonna say right now. Gunpowder residue found in his right hand. Yellow stain on suit is currently being analyzed. Result from tremendous pressure. Can't zoom in, unfortunately. The president did not die from falling off the roof of the Grand Tower. Unless the Grand Tower fell on top of him. Rather, he died from being crushed under Mozilla's head. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. I can't deny it. Looks like your logic was right after all. Of course it is. This means the suspicion surrounding Miss Courtney should be all cleared up, right? Yes, not only the cause of death, but the time of death proves her innocence as well. Judge Courtney met with the president 2 nights ago. However, according to the autopsy report, the time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Mozilla's head also fell last night and matches up perfectly. That's a relief. Isn't it a bit too early to be relieved? Agent Lang. The president died after being crushed by the merciless head. That I will admit. But the problem is, who was responsible for the falling head? Merciless head fell last night. And last night, the one who was at the film lot was... Oh my god, where did you... Well, she was here? Like, I totally forgot she was here. What are you saying? Surely you're not implying... That's right. You killed him, didn't you? Why would you think that? You know Blaze was here. You know he was. And yet you blame her? Or the kid. Sure, we'll blame the kid. Dude, I don't even think the kid can push that head. Okay? John Marsh. The dogs. That pup is hiding something. He was at the scene where the body was discovered last night. He also saw the footprints. Yeah, he saw something. I agree. He's hiding something. I agree. He's like 12 years old and he's scared. I agree. And despite that, he still claims to know nothing, absolutely nothing about the incident. Isn't that a bit too convenient? These footprint-shaped holes have not been proven to be related to the case. Just because he saw the holes doesn't necessarily mean that he's involved in the incident. You sure about that? Take a look at the pupp's face. He looks pretty shaken up to me. It looks like he hit the mark, but John doesn't want to talk about it. If he doesn't feel like talking, then I have an idea of my own. Let's check the tape. Agent Lang, what is your intention? The police have a device that lets you analyze the video footage up close and personal. Agent Lang, you would suspect John enough to go that far. As long as John's lips are sealed. This may be the only way for us to get closer to the truth. Detective Gumshoe, if I'm not mistaken, you had the device with you, correct? Mr. Analysis ready to go, sir. Man, it's been a while since we've seen Mr. Analysis. Now we're talking. Prosecutor Edgeworth, would you please perform the video analysis for us? She wants me to do it. Who knows what kind of faults that Wolfman will find in it? This isn't exactly my strong suit, but I suppose I have no choice. Are there any new clues shown on the video? There's nothing of interest here. I mean, that was just a zoom. Oh, I hit present. Oh, my bad. Oh, my bad. Actually. Aha! I was thinking maybe there's something in the shadows. And sure enough. Creever. What is this? Who is that? This is... What's the matter? I want to see it too. Is that, That's Jijuan Hong. That's who it is. But... Why? Huh? Eek! Hey, what's wrong? Show it to me! Prosecutor Edgeworth, I request you submit the evidence to the court. So did we actually kill a body double? Like I thought we might have? Please take a look at the top right corner of the zoomed in video. that this person is the president. Impossible. Huh? No way. It seems we finally found it at last. The evidence that points to the true killer. This video places John at a major disadvantage. You're wrong. That's not right. I don't know anything about this. That's not gonna cut it. It's clear that you and the victim were together at the same place where this body was later found. John Marsh, there's no doubt. You killed the president. No, this can't be. Why? Why would you? John, please don't tell me. Did you really kill the president? Mr. Edgeworth, is this really decisive evidence? Mr. Prosecutor, looks like even you can't object to this. That pup said he didn't know anything, right? And yet, the president's right here in the video. John, what are you hiding? John, please tell us the truth. The truth is, it's all my fault. John Marsh, what did you do? Melissa's head falling was all my fault. During the rehearsal. While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. When I came back to the lot, after the phone call was over, Melissa's head that was on the roof had fallen. And right next to her was the president lying dead on the ground. How can that be? I see. There were indeed traces that something had caught fire on the rooftop. It was just a small fire, so I was able to put it out by myself. So, the president's death was John's fault? But wouldn't that make this an accident, sir? And then, what do you do with the fallen head? I took it apart, brought the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together. So, you put out the fire, even put the fallen head back on the roof. Which means you are hiding evidence. We can't be having that, you naughty little pup. I didn't do it on purpose. I really did just forget to turn out the heater. When the legs broke, the stand would have tilted, and Mozo's head was on top of the stand. It would have fallen off, so the head fell down because of the fire? Yes, and if that's the case, I also have a pretty good idea what caused the fire. There's a flammable can next to the heater. It seems someone is lacking in safety awareness. Was it really just an accident? If that's the truth, then what was the president doing here? I don't know. There was no one else around when I was here. You expect me to believe that? The president would have come to just a place like this without reason, you know. Indeed. The president's reason for coming here is still a huge mystery. 2 nights ago, he met with Judge Courtney on the roof of the Grand Tower. And last night, he was here at the film lot. Did he meet with John? So that's the other thing. I really think this is a body double. Like, 100%. And the reason I think that so positively is because if you remember at the very beginning of the game, or the first game, whatever. No, this game. God, I get confused sometimes. But anyway, at the beginning, when we first met the president. Yeah, it was the beginning of this game. When we first met the president, he seemed very strong, capable, but then his true side was revealed as like much older, fatter, not super muscly guy. And yet, here, when you watch the video, The guy doesn't have his shirt on or anything, and yet he looks built. So I really think that the built, strong version of Diwang Wong is a body double who is acting in Wong's place for publicity. I'll have to listen to John's testimony very carefully. I could be completely wrong, and I probably am. While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used a heater. John, you are still young. I know it can get a little cold in early spring, but you shouldn't have to resort to a heater. It is precisely because he is young that he must make sure to take care of himself. However, while it can get a bit chilly during this time of year, I wouldn't necessarily say. She is defending him like crazy. Oh, well, never mind. Hold it, old man. Is this really the right time to be having this argument? Gaga! Is completely right. John, you did well to get the better of Mr. Edgeworth, but please mind your language. Let's not forget that he got the better of you too, Your Honor. I know, Mom. So, where was I? Well, after that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. You forgot to turn off the heater. You need to check it before leaving the roof. I meant to turn it off, but I was too focused on practicing, so... And come on, everyone forgets stuff like that sometimes. Yeah, I gotcha. I forget small things like that all the time, too. Like, sometimes I'll forget to turn off the AC or the lights in Mr. Edgeworth's office. Or I'll just jump off the ladder for the bookshelves or leave prank calls on his answer machine. Yeah, thanks. But forgetting to turn off the heater is really dangerous, so you gotta be careful. Some of those things had nothing to do with forgetfulness. John, please continue. Looks like you got it rough too, old man. Well, back to my story. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. It was late at night at the film lot, and not a single member of the film crew was around. So then why did you have to leave the premises in order to answer the phone call? I totally forgot about the phone call thing, so I kind of panicked. If I didn't answer it fast, I would have been busted for leaving the hotel without permission. In that case, why didn't you just answer it here? But because I was rehearsing, all the cameras and mics were on. If I talked here, every last word I said to Mom would have been caught on camera. So he was embarrassed that the conversation with his mother would be recorded. Anyways, I stopped practicing for a bit and rushed out of the film lot. When I came back to the lot after the phone call was over. In that phone call, you lied and said you were at the hotel, correct? Why didn't you tell your mom that you were rehearsing? If I told her, she would have called the hotel and made them send me a taxi or something. Of course I would have. A child alone on the streets at that time of night. What sort of parent would allow their child to be in such a dangerous situation? I guess kids just don't understand the parents feel. You know, I'm starting to wonder. We'll say it's not very childlike. What I'm starting to wonder is if this kid really is 13. I mean, he could be 7. And if he was 7, it would make a lot more sense. Because Courtney is 26. So if he was 7, that means Courtney had him when she was 19. But it does say... It does say not very childlike. Which makes me wonder if that's not it. It goes both ways, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Now then, John, please tell us about what happened after the phone call. Huh? Oh yeah, of course. When the call was finished and I came back here? Brazil's head that was on the roof had fallen? Was there any indication that the head was about to fall? I don't know. I was focused on my rehearsal. So you forgot to turn off the heater, which led to a fire on the roof. I would think you should have at least heard something. Heard something? Oh, I was wearing headphones, so... Headphones? Listening to the movie soundtrack helps me get into the scene. I had on full blast, so I didn't hear anything. And yet, you notice your mother's incoming call. Good point. I had my phone on vibrate, old man. That's all I noticed. Anyways, the head had fallen. It's also a good point. And right next to it was the president, lying dead on the ground. What was the state of the body? I didn't get a good look, because it was dark. He's suddenly become as quiet as a mouse. I guess John doesn't really want to remember anything about their body? Is that the only reason why he's gone so quiet? Should I press him for more details? Absolutely. You didn't get a good look? Then how did you know he was dead? Well... He's clearly shaking. He must be hiding something. Wouldn't you normally call for help if you see someone collapse on the ground? However, you did nothing of the sort. But he was already dead. Is that so? Seem quite certain that the president was already dead. Now, is there a reason for that, I wonder? That guy was collapsed on the ground, and right next to him was the fallen monster's head. I'm not stupid. It wasn't hard to imagine what had happened. You can imagine whatever you want, but there's no way for you to know that he was dead. You actually checked to make sure the president was dead, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I was scared, but I got up close to the body and checked to see if it was breathing. I thought as much. However, why would he hide that? There must be a reason. Please tell me the state of the body at that time. At first, I didn't know he was dead. I would have realized sooner if there had been any blood. But there wasn't a single drop, and his clothes were completely spotless. And either way, he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew he was already dead. Would you please append those statements to your testimony? Yeah, he noticed that his clothes were spotless. Did you hear that? And we know that the clothes aren't spotless. I didn't know right away that he was dead. There was no blood and his clothes were spotless. Aha, knew it. So you were unable to tell if he was dead because of the lack of stains on his clothes. Are you certain of that? Of course I am. You guys saw the body too, right? So what's the big idea? You said that the area was dark, and yet you were still able to make that observation. I'm telling you, there wasn't a single stain on his entire body. Give it a rest, old man. Heh, thank you, John. That was all I needed to hear. Are clean clothes not important to you, Mr. Edgeworth? Mine are freshly washed, though. Next, could you tell me how you determined that the president was dead? Well, there wasn't anything to let me know right away that he was dead, you see. But he wasn't breathing at all when I checked, so I knew he was already dead. How did you check if he had stopped breathing? They taught us how at school. You get right up close to the person's nose. And check to see if you can feel the breath. I never thought I'd have to do it for real, though. That was really brave of you to be able to do something like that. John, you sure are amazing for an elementary school kid. Kay, he's in middle school. Please try to get that into your head sometimes. I'd be pretty scared to see a corpse just suddenly appear out of the blue like that. See, even she thinks he's an elementary kid. And you know, Kay's good people. Not to mention the falling monster head lying next to the body. Panic would certainly be an understandable response for such a situation. But still, all those things considered, This was just an accident, right? Indeed, that is if we decide to take John's words at face value. I wouldn't mind having some more concrete details on the state of the crime scene. Okay, so let's do it. Present. Easy. It's only taking me like 5 games to realize you gotta pay attention when there's something specific like that said. His clothes were spotless. Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with it, old man? John, it's painfully obvious that you are desperately trying to hide something from me. Oh, what are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything. You are hiding something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact that you made no mention of it only serves to cast more suspicion upon yourself. That's because... I hope you have a convincing explanation. Mom to the rescue. Judge Courtney. Allow me to explain. Why are you? The yellow stain left on the president's chest is almost certainly lion lily pollen. Lion lily? When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies are beautiful flowers with stunning golden petals. They really are very, very pretty. Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten on the president's suit. Huh? But I didn't see any lilies in the security footage though. They were simply obscured by the president's body. Why did you bring a bouquet? That I cannot say. Hey! You gave me way too many secrets. You won't tell us why you met with the president or the reason you brought him flowers. My apologies. However, I did give him the bouquet. That much is true. But when the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Ha! Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can't say this and you don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Hey, cut it out. John, I threw the flowers away. You threw them away? So there were flowers near the body when he found it. Yeah, that's right. They were right on top of the president's body. They had been crushed as flat as pancakes, though. Ah, I see. So the flowers were squished by Mozilla's head, too? And a large amount of pollen got stuck to the president's suit. Well, that seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out of your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. So, John's not going to tell us anything either. I guess mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh? That is not true. At the very least, I can tell you why John threw away those flowers. Huh? John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand, did you not? I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. That's not true. You're all wrong. That was his worst lie yet. Bouquet dated Gyakuten organizer. Bouquet of lion lilies Judge Courtney gave to the president. Found on the body by John. Updated crime scene notes. Those look the same. Probably says something about the petals. I often decorated our house with those flowers. The bouquet must have reminded him of me. Let's take a look at that bouquet. Wow. That right there is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So, the poacher happens to find his flowers from his mother's bouquet on top of the body. Well, that's why he threw them away, kept silent about the body. Ha! That's a tiny little story if I've ever heard one. And what's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lang? Don't tell me you've forgotten already, Missy. This pub confessed that he caused the monster's head to fall last night. Oh, that's true, but he's currently the only suspect in the president's murder. It is true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there is someone other than John who is far more suspicious. What did you say? John himself was kidnapped by that very person not too long ago. And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. Refrigerated warehouse? Well, that's right, pal. The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so it wasn't about to freeze to death. But if you hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him. Once the sleeping drugs were off, he was finally able to call for help. Sleeping drugs, huh? If I recall correctly, when were you kidnapped? That's right, there was a bottle laying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. I think it was the same thing that was used on me not too long ago. That's Sleepy ZZZ stuff. It's super powerful. Sleeping drugs to jot it down. Oh, it's a brand name. How about it, Agent Lang? John is clearly a victim. There is a mastermind at work behind the scenes of this case. I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind. You say they were here last night? I still don't know for sure yet. Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed, I still don't have any evidence that ties the mastermind to this murder. Is there someone else? Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? How about Blaze? That's it. As I thought. In the end, that pup is our only suspect. Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lang? What's this? Didn't we prove it earlier? Last night, there was one more person here. Blaze the best. You're saying he's the one who did it. Last night, John was not alone. Blaze the Best was here too. Shouldn't we consider him to be a new suspect? Blaze the Best! Kill the president! It's entirely possible. Blaze the Best! It can't be! The same guy for 12 years ago! 12 years ago, that keeps popping up. Yes, it does. I agree. Well, a lot has changed. It happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my old man were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life. Lang, don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence, don't you agree? Agent Lang, what happened 12 years ago? Nothing that concerns you. On the contrary, it might just have some sort of connection with this case. And I suppose he has some proof, Mr. Prosecutor. Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? If you don't have any evidence, then there's no point to talking about it. Is there any evidence that connects this case with what happened 12 years ago? This. The thing that's laid to rest in front of the flower bed 12 years ago. This is a report written by Patricia Rowland to Blaze the Best regarding Nightly. Please read this part here. I remember seeing something about 12 years ago multiple times. I just had to remember what it was. That thing is said to rest in the flower bed 12 years ago. That's not all. Take a look at this as well. This letter was sent to Joe Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Although the sender is currently unknown, here it is written as follows. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? Agent Lang, something big is happening here. Joe Crane's murdered 2 days ago. And now the president's murdered today. There has to be some connection there. And the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? You're asking me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan. Agent Lang, I beg of you. Who's holding it now? Who was that just now? Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't a very good Edgeworth. Who was that just now? Shifu! Hey! You guys, what are you all doing here? We followed you here, Shifu. We heard that Shifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago. You idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your own post. Sir, we can't do that. What did you say? Are you disobeying my order? Shifu, we also beg of you. Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago. None of us could ever forget that case. We know how you feel the same way, Shifu. Agent Lang, even your former subordinates desire to investigate the case. And you think you can solve the mysteries of that case? Perhaps I can, with your help. I got it. I accept your invitation. Woohoo! Let's party now! Yes! Lang is back on our side, so that's good news. I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here as we dance to this amazing music. I love you all so very much. I hope you have a wonderful, amazing, fantastic day. And until next time, my dear friends, so long and take care. Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you'd like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. But before we go, please remember that you matter, and you are brilliant, and you are loved, and you should always be true to yourself. Never let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly, feathered, flightless bird.